Hi, my name is Kaylin Warren, and I will be doing my project over Metadata's privacy breach. Okay, so first we have the background of Meta. Meta Platforms was originally known as Facebook, that was founded by Mark Zuckerberg in 2004. In 2021, Facebook was rebranded as Meta Platforms. The name Meta signifies the company focus on building the metaverse where we can interact in a shared digital environment. Next, we have the problem. In September of 2024, Meta was fined $101 million for storing hundreds of millions of passwords in plain text, which compromised people's private information, in which Meta said that were never they were never to share anything to the public. If hackers could figure out how to get into the system, hundreds of millions of passwords would be compromised. So now we have a SWOT analysis. So first, for our strengths, we have the prompt resolution. Meta took an immediate action to rectify the error, ensuring that the issue was addressed swiftly. And then we have proactive reporting. The company proactively reported the incident to the DPC, demonstrating a commitment to transparency and regulatory compliance. Next, we have weaknesses. Regulatory. So first, we have regulatory noncompliance. The breach resulted in a significant fine, highlighting lapses in adhering to the GDPR standards. And then next, we have reputation damage, such as incidents can erode user trust and tarnish Meta's public image, potentially leading to decreased user engagement. Next, we have opportunities. So first we have enhanced security measures. The breach presents an opportunity for Meta to strengthen its data protocols, reinforcing user trust. Next, and then we have leadership in data privacy by implementing robust security measures. Meta can Meta can position itself as a leader in data privacy, setting industry standards. And then finally, we have threats. First, we have financial implications. The $101 million fine and potential future penalties can impact Meta's financial performance. And then we have increased security. Regulatory bodies may impose stricter oversight, leading to more frequent audits and compliance requirements. And then finally, we have competitive disadvantage. Competitors with stronger data privacy practices may attract users concerned about security affecting Meta's market share. So next we have the target publics. The general users. So the target publics that are in this scandal would be affecting a whole group of different people, but the main one that this would cause the most trouble would be the general use of Meta. And as most people know, Meta is Facebook, Instagram. They just created a new app called Threads. So this is affecting many people, not just like Facebook, as we know Meta to take over. So all these passwords that were compromised are affecting people all over those three platforms. So next we have the goal and objectives. Our first goal would be a goal for Meta would be to make sure that the users are going to be able to trust their privacy policy again and not have to worry about anything of their private information that is going to get leaked. And then for the objectives, first we have the awareness objective. Meta could start making sure that users understanding and confidence in their updated policy is completely aware of the breach response efforts. And then next we have the acceptance objective. Meta could start with a user agreement that states they trust Meta to keep their private information safe for at least 6 months. And then finally we have the action objective. They could increase their users' engagement by 50% with privacy tools. Examples would be privacy checkups, data download/export, and security settings. Then we have our next goal. that would be to make sure that this complication never happens again, and that would be them setting up a 6-month plan for the users to make sure that they get a 90% satisfaction rate without compromise on their privacy. So the objectives for this one would be, first, the awareness. Meta should ensure users understand that the new privacy policy, and are aware of what Meta has changed to prevent future breaches. And then the acceptance is to achieve a 90% satisfaction rate. They need to ensure that users feel satisfied with what they have changed. And then next, for the action, Meta should always be actively involving users with improving their own data. Now we have the action, communication, and response strategies. First, we have transparency. This would be assuring to all Meta users that the privacy that they have will never become compromised again, and they ensure that they are taking steps to secure the data. And then we have internal coordination. From now on, they could create a crisis response team to take action and communicate within the company. And finally, we have enhanced privacy measures to make sure that the privacy data is always up to date and make sure that there's no chance of it getting compromised again. And now we have the message strategy and message structure. The first objective we have is increase trust among the customers, which is pathos and emotion. So, by putting out a public message that the people behind Meta are genuinely sorry for the complications that have been happening, and a sample message would be, on behalf of all Meta, we are truly sorry for all the complications that have been happening. Most of them have been resolved, and we look forward to being back to normal soon. We ensure that this will never happen again, and we'll be updating our privacy settings soon. Thank you for understanding. And our second objective would be being transparent about the situation with its ethos and credibility. Meta should offer a clear and trustworthy information to the users, answering any questions that they may have towards the situation. And a sample message would be, here's what's happened. We want to deeply apologize for what has been occurring. If you have any questions or concerns, we would be happy to answer them. And for the justification, Pathos by Meta putting out a message to the target publics about being severely sorry for the complications that have been happening. They're showing emotion for the situation. And then ethos, Meta is showing credibility towards this objective by saying that they want to get the public's trust back, and by offering to answer any questions or concerns the public may have. So next we have tactics. And for our first tactic and strategy, we have communication tactic, and the first one would be a dedicated information hub. Create a website or app section explaining the breach details, its impact, and Meta's response plan. Next, we have personalized notifications, send tailored emails or app alerts to the affected users with specific actions that they could take. And then we have media briefings and press releases. They could conduct regulatory updates through the press releases and briefings to share progress on resolving the breach. And next, we have proactive engagement, which could be live Q&A sessions, social media campaigns, and influencer and advocate partnerships. For strategy and tactic 2, we have user support tactics. For the first one, we have dedicated support channels, establish 24/7 support via live chat, email, and hotline to assist affected users. Next, we have free credit monitoring and identity protection, offer complimentary services to affected users to protect them from identity theft. And next, we have localized language support, provide resources in multiple languages to ensure all users can access assistance. And then finally, we have security enhancement tactics. So the first one would be a system-wide security audit, conduct a third-party audit of Meta systems and share the results publicly to demonstrate accountability. And then we have advanced encryption implementation, upgrade encryption protocols for data at rest and in transit. And then we have real-time breach detection, deploy AI-based tools to monitor and detect suspicious activity before it escalates. Next, we have regular employee training, provide mandatory cybersecurity training for employees to minimize human error and insider threats. And then we have bug bounty program expansion, incentivize ethical hackers to identify vulnerabilities in Meta systems. And finally, we have quarterly privacy reports. Publish detailed reports outlining actions taken to enhance data security and prevent breaches. So now we have implementation. And for the timeline, the first one would be immediate response, which is the first 48 to 72 hours. The objectives are to contain the breach, notify the affected parties, and minimize the damage or minimize any further damage. And then we have the short-term actions, which is within 1 to 4 weeks. The objectives would be restore user trust, enhance security and transparency, provide support for affected users. And then finally, we have the long-term measures, which is 1 to 12 months. The objectives are to prevent future breaches, rebuild brand trust and loyalty, align with public privacy standards. So, in conclusion, after Meta's breach of privacy is able to come back to the effectiveness of their standards, a comprehensive evaluation should be conducted. The evaluation will measure the success of communication, security enhancements, user trust, and overall user support and overall user trust. Thank you.